I know we've all asked ourselves at one time or another, just how many different cookies could you combine into a single cookie recipe? Well, today I'm going to answer that question with this Inception cookie and a cookie and a cookie. And in case you feel compelled to recreate this monstrosity for yourself for some reason, and I can't in good conscience recommend that you do, the recipe is in the description below. Also, here's a banana for scale in case you couldn't already tell how ridiculous this is. I'll start by making the middle a double stuffed Oreo surrounded by cookie butter, which are the first two cookies. Heat the cookie butter in the microwave for 30 to 45 seconds or until easily pourable, then pour it into 4 cavities of a silicone muffin tin until halfway full. Press an Oreo into each one and top it off with the rest of the cookie butter. Show it off for the camera. Remember that you literally just poured liquid into the thing you're leaning over and instantly regret that decision before cleaning it off and popping it in the freezer for a couple hours until the Oreo cookie butter pucks are frozen solid. Moving on to the bread of the cookie sandwiches, we'll start by melting some semi-sweet chocolate in a bowl set over a pot of barely simmering water. Set that aside to cool while we get to creaming the unsalted butter, granulated sugar, and some ridiculously sticky glucose until light and fluffy. Add an egg, a splash of vanilla, and the melted chocolate, and beat on medium-high speed until very light and fluffy, about 7 or 8 minutes. Next, to a medium bowl, add the all-purpose flour, a billowing cloud of cocoa powder, baking powder, realize while editing that you forgot the baking soda, and salt. Give it all a whisk to combine before adding it to the mixer bowl and mixing on low speed until just combined. Since we are making an absolute atrocity of a cookie, each one is going to get a double scoop of dough, and as luck would have it, there was just enough left at the end to make one regular-sized cookie. Chef's snack! To make these even more extra, we're going to top each one off with a bunch of Chips Ahoy cereal, an idea I got from All About Cookies by Christina Tosi. These are going in the fridge for a couple hours to firm up before baking. In the meantime, we'll heat treat some flour to make it safe to use in the edible cookie dough frosting. Just spread it out evenly on a baking sheet and bake in a preheated 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 10 to 15 minutes and set aside to cool. The cookies are ready to bake, and considering how huge these are, I'm going to play it safe and put just 2 on a baking sheet at a time and bake them until they're spread, puffed, and cracked, about 14 to 16 minutes. While the cookies are cooling, we'll make the edible cookie dough frosting, starting by beating some unsalted butter until very smooth and fluffy, about 5 minutes. Add the light brown and powdered sugars and mix thoroughly. Add the heat-treated flour and mix just until combined. With the mixer running on low, stream in some heavy cream a little at a time until it looks like frosting. We're finally ready to assemble these. I put the edible cookie dough frosting into a piping bag fitted with a large round tip. Pipe an even layer of the cookie dough onto the bottom of one cookie, sprinkle on some mini chocolate chips, and press in an Oreo cookie butter puck. Pipe rings of frosting all around the puck, sprinkling mini chocolate chips as you go. Smooth it out with a small offset spatula and top it all off with a second giant cookie and gently squish together. Now for the 6th and final cookie in this cookie, we're going to surround the filling with a bunch of mini rainbow Chips Ahoy. And there you have it, an absolute abomination of 6 cookies within a cookie that probably nobody should actually make. But look how cool the layers look on the inside. So much cookie. And I think it actually tastes pretty good, but the important thing is, what does my husband think of it?
Okay. It's rich. It's very good. It's a lot of cookie. And yet never enough. I don't think I can finish this.